Okay, so we are going to talk about your growth portfolio, which is your final for this class. And let me try and find it. What you're going to do is you are going to show your work. You're going to have it in 3 different stages, like beginning, middle, and end. And then you're going to answer the questions that are inside of the assignment in written form. Okay, so here's an example. He's got more than 3 pictures, but that's okay. It does show that he had some growth throughout this. And this is the beginning, the middle, and then the end of his assignment. And we can see that he's got explanations written out for each one of them. And you should have pictures in Teams in order to do this. So if we go to Teams and we go into our private chat, and all of you have this, you have projects inside of your Teams. You have pictures in there that you've sent every day. So you can show me beginning, middle, and end of assignments. So if we did that and we click on a picture, we go over to this download button up at the top here. If I click that, it will save it into my download file. So I can go through Teams, I can download all of my pictures, and it will appear in my downloads to move to Google Photos. So then if we go into Google Photos, and I am going to go to on my home screen. If you don't have a Gmail, make one that is your name, first name, last name, first name dot last name and year that you graduate. And then we're going to go over into albums. And with you, it'll probably say something like create a new album. So if we go into albums, and then I have create an album right here. And I'm going to title it my name. Whoops. Orman, and then portfolio. And then I'm going to click on this add photos button. And if I go into add photos, what I can do is I can choose the ones inside of my downloads. Wait, no, I take that back. Sorry. I'm going to go, I need to select from computer. And then I'm going to go into my downloads folder. It'll be over here. If I go into downloads. These are all the pictures that I've downloaded to my phone or my computer. And I can click as many as I want by clicking the box up in the left-hand corner. So clicking all of these boxes. And if I hit open, it will add those photos to my portfolio. And then once I'm in my portfolio, if I go into this ... I can hit edit album. And I can take and I can move these around and add the text. The text comes from hitting on this text box. And then I can. So I'm going to just separate these by that. And this is Journey's picture. So then if I take this picture and drop it below that, you can see that it says her name and then it's there. And I can always go in later on too and add more stuff there. But your assignment should be split out by assignment, and then they should all have something before them doing that. So after I've done that, I can add another text box, and then this one is there. And like I said, I can get everything separated out. Whoa. I can get everything separated out and moved into position with the texts there, and then go back and answer the questions that I need to answer for that. After I'm finished with that, I'm going to click on the blue up there. And then this little, what is that? Less than sign is the share button. So if I click on share, I can create a link, and I can copy that link, and that link is saved to my clipboard, and I can go into the assignment. So if I go into assignment about my portfolio, my final portfolio, go into here. And I need to get into a bunch of different stuff. Sorry, you don't have to do all this. So at that point, here's all the questions that I need to answer. And then I'm gonna read these directions and make sure I have everything together. And then I'm gonna click attach. And at that point, I'm gonna attach a link. And then right here, I can paste the link into there. And it should give me a description of my portfolio. I can click attach and then I can turn this in with the turn in button. So make sure you get all those things put in there. And that's your final.